Hello, good day. So this is already the chapter 2, lesson 3 of our lessons. So we will be talking about the stages of moral development. So I hope you learned something about the defining moment and you have discovered what is what do you think is the defining moment that somehow affected your life right now, significantly affected you. So these stages of moral development. Okay? So, nganong na may stages no? It's for us or it's for you to identify asa natadapit. Okay? So, unsa na ta nga level of understanding, are we in depth already or taman pa ta sa kuan kaning murag kana bitong mabaw pa siya nga understanding or kanang kuan ang ato bang level of perception is asa nadapit. Okay? Especially when we commit decisions in which kuan kaning dako siya og significance because again, we decide day to day. Okay? So when we talk about moral development, it refers to the process through which a person gains his or her beliefs, skills, and dispositions that make him or her a morally mature person. So, kining moral development, it has a pattern of intellectual growth that can be simply described as passing through stages of behavior, pre-logical thinking, thought governed by empirical logic, and finally, by formal logic. This is an idea from kuan kanang William K. So in this lesson, we will be presenting to you, or I will be presenting to you two significant persons or two significant individuals who has ideologies in terms of moral development, and these are William K. and Howard Kohlberg, Lawrence Kohlberg, to be precise. So again, morality can be described as passing through stages of behavior controlled first by taboo or unacceptable, then by the law. The third one is your conscience. The fourth one is reciprocity. Fifth is social consensus, and then personal moral principles. So, at the end of it all, nagyud kay imo ang kaugalingon na principle. Okay, every one of us has different perspective, different principles that makes us more unique. Okay, so asa ta dapit magkuan mulugar. Okay, so according to William K., there are three stages of moral development. But before that, let me go back to these several stages nga atong agian. Okay? So again, when we talk about taboo, these are unacceptable. So law, atong provisions by the state. Then your conscience, imo consensya, then reciprocity, responding to another's action with equivalent action. So kung gihatagan ko nimo og pan, hatagan ta pod ka og pan kay mo may imong gibuhat sa ako ah. Kung unsa imong gibuhat sa ako, mo po'y akong buhaton sa imo ha. Reciprocity. And then social consensus is an idea, thoughts or feelings and actions that others are similar to one's own. So you think that ang akong ideology is same to them. Okay? So we cannot deny the fact nga naputay na nga mga natay na nga mga stages in our life no kay feeling nimo kay sakto ka so dapat tanan tao or ang imuhang classmates sumusunod sa imuha. Muna nga kinahanglan mangita i-consolidate gyud ang ideas. If you are an officer or if you hold an position in the government or in the class, munang kinahanglan ka mag-consolidate sa ilang idea so that makuha nimo ang general nga consensus and not thinking ay maayo man ni akong idea so dapat parehas lang tanan kay feeling nako sakto gyud ni siya. So that is completely unacceptable. Okay, kalahi-lahi man tatanan. Everyone has their own principles, everyone has their own perspective. Okay, so going back to William K. So naa diri na a moral stage, pre-moral stage, and then na moral stage. So when we talk about kaning a moral stage, this is egocentric, hedonist, and prudential consideration. So when we talk about prudential considerations, you consider your actions today kay it would affect your future. And egocentric pod, you think that I am correct. Murag self-centeredness. Okay? Diri sa kuan kaning pre-moral stage, authoritarian. So kung unsay akong kuan kaning again mobalik ka sa concept na kung unsa tong ako ang thinking kay mo dito siya sakto. Okay? Social and reciprocal considerations. And then when we talk about moral stage, so this is personal already. So you have obtained and you have already accepted personal, autonomous, altruistic, rational, independent, and responsible consideration. So you have already accepted the fact nga not everyone has the same thinking as you. Not everyone would agree to you just because you think you are right. Okay? So, kung maabot na ka na nga stage, congratulations na naka sa moral stage. But then again, sa dili ta makaingon nga tungod kay mature nako, tungod kay 25 years old nako na nako sa moral stage. Kay napoy uban, bisan tog 30 anyos na sila pero ang ilahang thinking kay cute gihapon kaayo, di lang ta makapanghinaway tungod kay lahi po tong ilahang level no. So nana, so bisan pa og bata ka kung imuha na siyang nadawat nga not everyone has the same thinking as me di ay and dapat dawaton sab nako ang reality nga ang ako mga kaubanan in this world or ang ako kaubanan ni group kay dili mi pare-parehang thinking. So kinahanglan consolidate yun ako per lang idea so that one siya kanang everyone has their voice inside the group. Okay? Balik lang siya. So si Kohlberg pod, kani si Kohlberg mura pa di siya og kanang mas gipa lengthen bitaw ni or iyang gipa mas gihatagan ng explanation ang stages nga according to William K. So na siya levels 1, 2 and 3. Pero kani siyang levels 1, 2 and 3 na siya several stages. Ang level 1 nga pre-conventional morality na siya duha ka stage. Ang level 2 nga conventional morality na asay duha and then ang level 3 kay asab siyay kuan duha gihapon. So this comprises of 6 stages. So ang level 1 pre-conventional morality, the moral code of the children is controlled by the standards of the adults. So technically kani siya mga bata pa ni siya, napa ni siya sa mga bata nga level. Stage 1 obedience and punishment orientation. Musunod ko sa sugo ni mama kay bunalan gyud ko anig di ko mukuan, di ko matuod to. Sa nana no? Makaingon ta nga ay murag mo gyud na nahitabo sa ako atong bata pa ko nga kung dili ko musunod bunalan ko. Mo nang akong buhaton, musunod na lang ko sa sugo kay panisyan man ko. So nana. And then stage 2 pod, instrumental orientation, right behavior is defined whether the individual believes to be his or her best interest. So ibutang nato nga kanang if you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours too. So kibali kung unsay mong buhaton sa ako, buhaton po nako sa imuha kay maka-benefit man pud ko. Muna nga kung magbinuotan ka sa ako, makigduwa ka sa ako, makigduwa pod ko sa imuha kay one way or another I have benefited from it. Okay, so in that level of morality or in that level of judgment, makaingon ka nga ay binata pa gyud ay pre-conventional morality. So again, tan-aw nato no kung asa tani nga level dapit ang sa tanga stage. Number 2 or level 2, the conventional a child's sense of morality or a person's sense of morality is tied to personal and societal relationships. So what is your relationship to the community or what is your relationship to the society where you belong? Stage number 3, good boy, nice girl orientation. Children want the approval of others and acts in a ways to avoid disapproval. So I need to be prim and proper, especially inside the church. Butang lang nato na example sa church kay murag ubay-ubay gid po dira mo ka na bitaw makainta nga ma-judge ta. Kung labi na kung we are doing a unacceptable nga kuan kaning activity murag dili nila madawat, okay? So I would be prim and proper inside the church so that I would not be judged. Okay? So that they will accept me. Okay? So magbinuotan ko kay para dawaton ko nila sa grupo. Dapat parehas ko og fashion trend sa ilaha to para madawat nila nga I belong to the clique. And ana. Ang stage number 4 sub, law and order orientation. This child or this individual becomes aware of the wider rules of society, judgments concerning obeying the rules in order to uphold the law and to avoid the guilt. So musunod ko Kung unsay maayo, it's because naay possibility nga mapriso ko. Kung dili gani ko magbinuutan, dakpon jud ko sa pulis. Kung dili ka magbinuutan, prisuhon jud ka. Ingon ana, naina na nga thinking. So kita pod kayon ta nga ay mosunod tag curfew, labi na tong COVID times, so mosunod tag curfew kay basig dakpon ta. Nya labi na ka i-post ra ba gyud nila sa Kabadbaran Today or sa Kabadbaran City Police Station yung mga no. So dili siya ipaklaro ka it's a data breach mapod na siya or privacy breach. Nga gi-post man ko nimo, did I approve it? Inana. So, inana siya, nga, musunod ko, tungod kay mo may giingon sa batas. Inana siya. Next one, level 3, ang post-conventional, morality is completely internalized and not based on external standards. So, when we talk about external standards, katuday mga mentions sa to kagay natong law and order, acceptance of the society, kaning good girl, nice girl orientation, good boy, nice girl orientation, kadtong rewards and obedience and punishment, and external basis dito siya. Kung maabot na punta sa post-conventional morality, this talks about internal. So, meaning, mura siyang motivation ba nga, internal bitaw nga, mo ka nga, kumaningkamot ko makasabot sa subject kay para na ako ni siya ma-apply sa akong kinabuhi. Ingon ana. Maningkamot ko nga ma-apply na ko ang mga moral standards or ang maayo nga mga buhat kay para kuan ko kanang marag nakoy sense of fulfillment unya dili ko makatapak og laing tao. So that is an example of internalization. Individual judgment is based on self-chosen principles and moral reasoning is based on individual rights and justice. Okay, in the stages 5, social contract orientation, the individual becomes aware that while rules or laws may exist for the good of the greatest number, there are times when they work against the interest of a particular individual. So this is kaning manotice na to siya, noticeable in terms of the justice system. So, bisan pag maingon sila, og dura lex, sed lex, nga, the law is harsh, but it is the law. Makaingon yun ta nga, na mga provisions nga harsh nga that it does not favor a particular individual. Okay? Nga, marag makasakit gid siya og laing tao, pero wala tayong mabuhat. Kay kuan man siya murag mo man siya ginapasunod sa state sa ato ginapasunod sa estado sa ato so wala tay choice kay we are just in one nation nga we are subjected to follow kung sa ilang gi-promulgate yun na. And then ang stage 6 universal ethical principle orientation, individuals have developed their own set of moral guidelines which may or may not fit the law. So bisin pa og kanang kuan siya dili siya acceptable, bahalag dili ninyo madawat nga mo ni akong tinuohan pero mo na gini ako na develop, mo na ni siya akong understanding sa kaning gipang tudlo sa ko in the school or akong character nga develop out of all the experiences that I have in life. So this is the same concept. Kana bitong gina-red tag ng mga estudyante karon, di ba? Uso yun ang red tagging no, especially during election. Yung makain ka, hala ko andiyan ni siya, member gani siya NPA, kay ngano inani man iyang posting, anti-government man siya kaayo na no. So kana pod siya nga idea, dili po nato siya ma-judge, dili ta maka-directly ingon nga ay NPA gyud ni siya, leftist gyud ni siya kay dili gyud siya kuno government. So kana pod siya naabot na siya na nga level, abot na siya nga stage 6 no nga bisan pa og dili ni siya acceptable para sa tanan or dili ni siya acceptable sa law, it's because mo'y akong nakita, mo'y akong na-experience, mo'y akong nabantayan sa atong community, so I will voice out my opinion. So napoy uban nga mga tao nga na develop na nila nga sense nga kanang sakto feeling nako kay sakto siya or mo gini principle nga akong sundon nga kinahanglan i-fight ginato ang human rights, i-fight ginato ang justice for everyone, equal justice for everyone. Bahalag na masuko sa ako ang kuan government or government official inana no. So kanang naabot na sila ana nga level, abot na sila ana nga stage. Okay? So bahala og dili siya mo fit sa law as long as mo na siya akong gituuhan or mo na siya akong principle in life. Wala na kay mabuhat ani kay mo naman ni akong gituuhan. So na nga mga tao. Okay? So out of these stages, you try to analyze yourself. Ahan nakadapit. Unsa na ka nga stage? Okay? So I hope you'd comment it down in our Google Classroom. Okay, so conscience-based moral decision. When you decide, it should be based on your conscience. Okay? So, kana ba itong konsensya no kay mo kalit na siya hala. Wala lagi ka nagtuon karon unya kaning kung ma-zero ka or gamay ra ka og kaning score sa inyong activity kay you have a teacher imo i-blame. So, inana no? An act of the practical judgment of reason deciding upon an individual action as good and to be performed as evil and to be avoided. So if things are not good, so you should not do it. So your conscience is understood to be a judgment emanating from human reason about choices and actions to be made or accomplished or already opted for and performed. Is in the formation of conscience, one, it should begin with the deep-seated decision to seek moral truth. So you should seek the truth. Kay truth may be kuan kani painful, but it is the truth. Wala kay mabuhat kay mo gyud siya tinuod. A sound conscience must stand on the firm foundation of integrity, sincerity, and forthrightness. It is sustained by a habit of consistently educating oneself by exposure to objective moral norms and the rationale behind these norms. So technically, when you form your conscience, it should be based it should be based on your experience. Okay? So kinahanglan kanang more experience based mo na nga again gina-encourage kita to be reflective. Uban gabuhat sila journal para ma-track nila kung unsay development sa ilang self ingon ana. So it is helpful nung i-track nato kung asa natandapit. Okay? So as one's consciousness widens, the moral parameters or standards of one's decision-making widens. One's moral conscience widens, one's matures. Or you mature. Okay, so kung taas na daw kuno imong konsensya, kana bitong daghan na ka og butang buhaton nga i-base nimo kung kuan usa ka possible outcome in the future, would it be helpful or would it be harmful for me? Okay, so diha nimo masukod kung mature na ka, daghan na ba yung uban nga claim nga I am already mature. Tapos ang decision making skills kay somehow ga fail di ay. Okay, so frail pa siya in terms of it. Maningkamot nga ma-mature in terms of moral development. Okay, so thank you so much for listening for today's video. I hope you learned something, no? Please comment in the Google Classroom about my question in the middle of this. I think it was on the middle part. Basta it's about the moral development, stages of moral development. Thank you so much and have a good day.